Are we ready? No. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. What is going on, all of you beautiful miners out there? Good freaking morning. That's right. 22s, FAs. What is going on? How are you all doing? Welcome to the freaking show. What is up? Good morning, Nick, K, Chris, Hanley, Backwards, Miner, Sept, Chaps. Good morning, fellas. How are you all doing? JFA. Good morning. Automatic Beats, Golden Wolf. What is up? What is up? Yes, it is Monday morning. We are live with the morning miner updates. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Did you all have a good weekend? Was it eventful? Was it uneventful? I don't know what's the best situation or outcome these days, right? Whether we're eventful or not eventful. Personal choice, I guess. But what is going on, guys? I hope you all are doing well. Thank you all for coming around this morning. Let's get to hashing and talking about today's topics. I got a few cool things. I'm about to actually open up my news tab real fast just to make sure I didn't miss anything interesting. But today we are going to go over some interesting MEV news, which is miner extracted value. But this is actually going to be something on the Solana blockchain, which MEV is a thing on the Solana blockchain, which it's just a little bit different. It is more or less sandwich attacks on Solana's network, but I just want to get a personal take from everyone. And what is y'all's opinion on this? I'm just opening up news real fast. Dun, 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 dun. What did y'all do this weekend? Yeah, there wasn't much, not much news. Yep. Okay. Did not miss anything. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, it was a wild weekend, interesting weekend, that's for sure. Long weekend. That's what it felt like. It's the wife's birthday. So we wish her belated happy birthday. Of course. You opened your phone. Here's all these notifications. Just in case you missed them all. Typical. Worked in my greenhouse. Nice. Very nice. I worked on the new chicken coop. Getting it ready. Just been interesting. Repurposing something that we already had kind of around. Well, didn't have at first, but now we have. One of our family members had an old in-bed camper. So it just sits and slides into the bed. Looks like a T. Just looking into it. You got your two sides and their floor. Like, that was it. It's super simple. It is bare bones. And it is the new coop. And it is gigantic. It makes my 5 chickens look super small. So, more chickens. Tend to double the chickens. That's what it means. Yeah. So in one take, yes. Let's just go ahead and dig on in. So right here you can see the Solana. This is what I want to get everybody's take on. So Solana mod, testnet validators, mainnet beta validators, a group of operators in the Solana Foundation delegation program have been removed from the program due to violations related to this announcement. Decisions in this matter are final. Enforcement actions are going as we detect operators participating in mempools, which allow sandwich attacks. So JC got pretty irate about it. Solana Foundation has removed validators from validating Solana. He says this is ridiculous, permissionless, decentralized. What a joke. Solana solved MEV. What do you think about all of this? What is your takes? Do you think that they should have? They didn't remove the validators, they just removed their delegation. Not that they took it away from them, but they removed the delegation. I think it was upwards of, there hasn't been an article out about this yet, so I'm assuming we'll see it here in the next couple hours. But I think it was 10,000 Solana or something like that is what they removed from their delegation. Was pushed back to the wallet that was delegating it, of course, but removed their delegation due to the fact they were running a mempool, which Ethereum has a mempool. Solana does not. A mempool is kind of what causes an MEV solution, right? But upon doing this in Solana, it allows sandwich attacks. So you have someone buying, right? They're me, my head. I'm the buy. So I'm like, oh, I want to go buy. And then you have another buy and another sell that happen right before and after you, which pushes your, they pay a higher fee and it pushes your transaction. Actually, you get less. So you actually get sandwich attacked and it makes you receive less. So you paid more for less because they effectively were able to buy and sell before you did, right? It's not okay, right? But do you think that it was okay that they removed their delegation? If they were running a mempool and causing this, which does validate or does go against their fundamentals, right? Is they don't want mempools. So do you think that it was okay? One, I think JC is kind of over exaggerating. And then he says the cost for running a Solana node is $65K a year, which is not true. Yeah, you don't need $65K to run a validator. You can run a validator with one Solana. The highest cost is the equipment to run it, and also the internet, right? Like that's the biggest cost here. The one Solana is not the cost. That's not the issue. But yeah, like Yonder says, they're not removing validators from validating, but their subsidy program through the foundation delegations. So other people could still delegate for them and fund them, right? But not through the foundation's program, if that makes any sense. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that it was okay that they did that? Do you think it defeats decentralization? I'd be curious to know. I don't think that they should be able to. I mean, clearly they didn't remove their validator, so they didn't remove the validation, but they did remove the funds that they use through the validation foundation. Gosh, that's a lot of words. It's a lot of F words, like putting it into one sentence. Me personally, I do think that it is okay that they removed their delegation in itself, because they were running an MEV, or because they were running a mempool with that delegation, right? I think dirty and should be allowed. Do you think that it should be allowed for them to create a mempool to allow attacks on the network? I don't think it should be allowed. I don't think that and clearly they didn't remove the validator, but they did remove the funds that they used through the Solana Foundation delegation program, and should not be allowed. FA. He said shouldn't be allowed. Okay, yeah, shouldn't be allowed. I get you. Shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, not allowed. I get you. Sorry, on my screen there's this little, sometimes I don't know, it's hard to see it sometimes, but there's this little heart right here. This thing right here. And whenever he first put his thing up, this was covering this, and should be allowed is what I was able to read. I hate that little heart. I've turned it off before, but then it came back. Yeah, it gets in the way. I'm sorry. I just needed a couple more chats to push it away and get it out of the heart. But yeah, so you should not be allowed. You agree with me in a sense. Not that I'm saying I'm right. You agree how I agree. You have to disable it every time. When I see this happening, it's not fair to everyone else. Yeah, no, it's not. I do agree. It is not fair for everyone. I do, and I agree with their approach, right? They didn't remove their validator, but they did remove the funds used through the Solana Foundation delegation program. Because you have to apply for that. And it makes you an approved validator on the network. It gives you an extra fancy title, right? But they removed it because they feel they were wronging the system, which they were. But it's just pretty crazy watching this. Yeah, this guy right here. This guy's cool. See, he's entirely wrong. Some validators may shut down without foundation stake. This is true. Without the foundation support, people aren't gonna use them. This is good for a first offense. Yeah, I agree. But I agree with this right here. This guy, Davar. Like he says, he isn't entirely wrong. Some validators may shut down without foundation stake, which is true, right? So if you don't have the foundation's approval stake, because the foundation stakes in any approved validator, right, that they approve it, follow all of their guidelines, they violated that, so the foundation pulled their funds because they did not meet those requirements anymore. But other people can still delegate into it and still be okay. It's just that now they're not actively on the good list, right? He's absolutely wrong that the foundation removed them, though. Pulling financial support is not a ban. They can attract outside stake. Correct. Yeah, he's entirely wrong on that. Yeah, JC, the guy who made this post. JC has wrong information here. That is the key here. It was mainly just this. This is the only post that we have about this right now. So we have to read through the BS and the FUD that's definitely here. But just off of this. If it happened again, the validator and wallet should be shut down completely and wallet flagged. I agree. Yeah. as a good first offense. Yeah. Yep, see. You can totally run a validator with one stake Solana. FUD better. This guy. I'm sure a lot of honest people who have perfect understanding of MEV on Solana and the Foundation Delegation Program will try to misrepresent reality and feel better about their bags. I love this guy. He is hilarious, and I support Helios. Helios is a RPC on Solana. Great RPC. See, a sandwich attack. Here's a great thing for people that don't know. I'm sure a lot of super honest people who have a perfect understanding of MEV on Solana and the Foundation Delegation Program will try to misrepresent the reality to make their bags, the reality to feel better about their bags. For those generally curious, I'll summarize. A sandwich attack is a malicious form of an MEV attack that ensures retail always gets the worst possible price. Retail being us, the consumer, the buyer, the trader, right? While extracting all the profit for themselves. This is not natively possible on Solana because the client does not have a mempool. Ethereum does, right? So does Bitcoin. Bitcoin also has a mempool. A lot of proof of work tokens have a mempool. Certain actors have added mods to their validators to enable sandwiching on Solana. Solana Foundation delegates SOL for validators to help them get started. Since people are abusing the system to rob retail and then keep the profits for all themselves, the Solana Foundation is not interested in retail users being robbed, especially with their own stake. Facts. The end result is solely that the Foundation does not delegate to validators who rob the retail via sandwich attacks. For reference, the Foundation delegates to less than 16% of all stake on Solana anyway. Saying they're not the biggest contributor to the Solana stake, to Solana staking. But they do provide that, right? Most importantly, these operators can still do whatever they want. It's a permissionless network. It just won't be a Foundation subsidized product. There's still a ton of other forms of MEV on Solana. These are correct. For what it's worth, this is likely how all stake pools in the future will work anyway. We can see if you sandwich, and you're free to do so, but if you do, don't expect retail to stake with you while you also take their money. In this case, the profit isn't even shared with the network. Also, there are some RPC providers who spam the hell out of the network, which makes this problem worse than it really should be, and then brag about landing rates. Helios RPCs do not do this. While we do not have full MEV Protect endpoint yet, we do use SWQOS and have less forwards. Fantastic. That was a lot, but I hope it informed you. And rock on Helios validators and Helios RPC. It's actually where I have my a largest portion, because I use Sanctum for my liquid staking, which is a liquid staking token, LST, through Helios. That is my main stake provider. I provide to them H Sol. If you want to know the ticker, it's on Solana. So, but yeah, used to work at Coinbase for what it's worth. I have a stupid question. What is stopping all majority of validators to use the modded version of the mempools if it's more profitable? this, it's not natively possible in Solana. You mean Solana Labs client doesn't have it, but other clients can have it? Can't speak for all of them, but we, top 5 validator, Helios, do not, or don't do it because it's bad for stakers in the user experience of the chain. And yes, technically anyone can run a mempool client. They'll need to get some % of the stake to adopt it, though. I'll go further. Solana alignment is officially a thing. I feel like this is common sense. Don't shit where you eat. Sorry, pardon my French. I would support mempool client 99% slippage tolerance default to BonkBot and Jupiter. Raise network issuance to 100% APY. It's not a cost. I don't know about all that. I would not support a mempool client on Solana. Clearly it's an issue. So what about the 74% stake of Solana that is of Solana aligned? They just keep printing cash. They're not sandwiching via private mempools. These are facts. The app plus its inferior to help out. Lowering slippage would help on the user end. Yeah, so the lowest slippage stops it from happening. But that's where you run into problems with buying a lot of like meme tokens, because there's so many buys happening at one time you can't get your transactions through. So in turn, you turn up your slippage so that way you can buy it without the fluctuation of price affecting you. So it's like it's a catch-22. It's pretty wild. Pretty freaking wild. Yeah, of course. So yeah, what's your thoughts? Do you guys agree? I mean, I still stand by my statement of yes, I do agree with what they did. It went against their rules, and I agree that they removed their stake. It's not that they shut the validator down. They didn't destroy a validator, but they did remove the foundation's support of that validator because they feel it not validates it. Doesn't I can't even think of the word. Brain fart. I don't know. I lost it. Yeah, so what's your thoughts, opinions, guys? What's your comment? You have any comments? Questions? I would love to know any comments or questions or concerns about that before we move on. Because the RXD and Alpha moving up also moves on to the rest of the topic of today. Oh, there we go. I was waiting for that pop. I don't know if y'all heard that, but that felt great. Ugh. I do know, though, before we get too far into the next topic or any comments, something that I am looking forward to is this right here. Hawk will be having a live stream on June 12th. That is in 2 days. There will also be a huge giveaway, $1,000 giveaway, plus $500 which is $500 in Dynex, and then $500 in Octa to 4 different winners. This will be on June 12th, but they are having a live stream between the two. Apparently there's a partnership going on between Dynex and Octaspace. So I'm curious to see and hear more about this coming up on the 12th. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if any of you guys are, but I'm looking forward to this. Yes, finally. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And this will be on Hawk's channel. So Hawk Mining Co. who co-owns Terra Hosting, Terra Hashes. Most of you know that. They said the partnership was announced. Yeah, it was like 6 months ago. Yeah, they said it a while back. So now we'll get maybe to ask some questions and learn more about what they're gonna do. What camera are you using? Man, you don't want to know the answer to that question, sir. Promise you. Crypto Pounder, what's up? Yeah, I'm using a Blue Yeti for a microphone. But my camera is like the cheapest run-of-the-mill. Let me see if I can find the property here. What was it? Oh yeah, it's just the C920 Pro. Like, it's not anything fancy. Like, it is the basic Logitech camera. To be honest, it's trash. I really dislike it. It is like my least favorite thing in the world. But if you use it correctly, the quality's not bad, right? And that's mainly because I have NVIDIA Broadcast, right? NVIDIA Broadcast on my computer because I have an NVIDIA RTX GPU. I'm running a 3070 Ti on my PC. But background blur, so the background is blurred. You can kind of see it if I move sometimes. Let's see the transition happen because I'm not the focus. As well, put some light behind you. I have two lights. I have a green light and a blue light, and then this sheet that deflects the white light in front of me, which is a good light, a ring light in front, and then the light behind me. So that way it will never focus back here, and the light offsets. It makes it look better. Makes you look better. The focus is on me. So for using a crappy webcam, I got a decent quality. It could be a whole hell of a lot better. I would love to run a better camera. But I've been running this camera for a long time. Almost my entire streaming career. And making videos, so. So, that is the thing. If you just tune your settings right, it'll be okay. If you are still turned on, did you jump back on Graham? I never mind Graham, and I won't mind Graham. I just don't agree with them. I don't like the high fees for contract fees for like having to swap between Graham and Ton. I don't like the high pool fees. And I use FPGAs. And if I was going to mine Graham with that, I'm already getting like a 10% fee on the miner. And then you're getting like another 10% fee on like your swaps. And then like a 50% fee on like on-chain fee. Like, it is ridiculous. Like, you could be a whole hell of a lot more profitable than you are. And a lot of the calculators don't calculate for a lot of that, right? So like, if you ever look at the calculator, it's not accurate at all, in my opinion. Yeah, I never mind it. I won't mind it. But I never turned off I've been mining this whole time. I've never turned off, except for like maintenance, or if something is just like truly not worth it. Like I have a few things that I've turned off over time that I'm not looking at running anytime soon, but I've added more equipment. I'm just aiming for efficiency. But I am also extremely grateful to have low electricity cost. Or lower electricity cost. I average around 8 cents. About 7.5 to 8 cents. My main rate is 9 cents. But from the hours of 9 p.m. to I think it's 7 a.m., my rate is 5 cents. So averaging out, really, because I'm running 24/7, right? I'm not turning off in any of that time. So I kind of average out around 7.5 to 8 cents. Because of the fluctuation in pricing. Because I have it's called EV rates. If you have a co-op for an electricity company, look into it if they have it. A lot of them don't. The requirement is an electric vehicle. They asked if I had an electric vehicle. I said, I use the electricity of an electric vehicle. And they said, okay. The lady on the phone was super nice, and she was like, oh, so you have an electric vehicle? I said, yes. I picked up what she was putting down. So, EV rates for me. And my rates don't fluctuate during the summer and winter months. Like, that's my rate all year long, all year round. Later, Crypto Pounder. Have a good day, my dude. Have a good one at work. Yeah, EV rates for the win. Not everybody has them. Workcrow, solar and battery are not an option. You can charge at 5 cents when needed. Not really. I've looked into solar. It's just not worth it. Not worth it for me, in a sense. The cost to offset the amount of power that I need is kind of large. I mean, technically not. I'm only running like 100 amps, maybe. I mean, I could easily offset that, yes. I very well could. But the extra cost of getting all of that stuff is just a little much. I've thought about it, though. It's in my mind. If I rebuild my shed, or when I rebuild my shed, I plan to add solar onto that. But that's not my now plan. That's in a 5-year plan kind of situation. Think long term on power. Oh, for sure. If you DIY it, yeah. I would have to do it myself. But I don't have that kind of upfront capital. I wish. But I don't. There's actually a guy one town over selling 250 amp panels for like $100. I thought about it. I thought about buying some just to have them. But not too early in the 5-year plan. I have ran the numbers. I have. I also have to have a certain amount of power in order to qualify for my EV rates, which is not a lot, but has to equivalent charging an EV vehicle for 12 hours. Wind turbine, yes. I would love to do that. I've looked at that one. We get enough gusts where I am because I'm kind of in a valley in a sense. So the wind just kind of runs through. We always got a nice good breeze. Usually. But that was definitely what I've thought about that one. And you can build those yourselves for relatively cheap. These are facts. But yeah, I've definitely looked into it. I've thought about it. The numbers are nice. The upfront cost is kind of a lot. I gotta mute this freaking message. This thing is snooze that conversation. I'm getting constant notifications for that. But to finish out the rest of the show, before we get out of here anyway, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, that bell notification, so you know every time that we go live here, post videos on the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. But before we leave, I do want to say two things. I'm not leaving right this second, but two things. One, don't forget over here, QR code takes you to coinrequest.io/CryptoMikel. I would greatly appreciate any crypto tips that do come through there. That way, one, YouTube doesn't steal half of your hard-earned money, and it's non-KYC, so you don't have to KYC to use it, or for you to use it, or for me to use it, which is my only gripe with Upcoin. So pretty cool. Absolutely love it. You can give it a check out. You can check it out for yourself, and even sign up for yourself. It's pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. Keep in mind. I will keep in mind, buddy. Will do. So, before we head out of here, I do want to mention and finalize the note, the proof of work token theory that I have. Right? So, we do have proof of work tokens. Or is a huge one that I love. The price went up, whenever we were talking about it and mining it was around $100. Then it went all the way up to like $3,000 at one point, but it was an average $100 on average, right? Mined about 0.3 of an ore with basic 4-core Intel Celeron CPUs, nothing crazy. Could have done really a whole lot better. It went up to like $500 the other day. So those of you that got in when I was talking about it, kudos to you. You all are awesome. Appreciate the thanks for the heads up on that. Y'all are awesome. But it is a proof of work token, right? Which is a different take on things, which adds a good, interesting tokenomics into tokens. Nonetheless, right? In order to get the token, you got to be able to mine it. Now, my only gripe with proof of work tokens is that really they do not provide any work. They are more of like a proof of validation token. You're still working, you are spending electricity to acquire said tokens, but the tokens themselves really provide the initial blockchain no fundamental purpose. They are not validating transactions. They are not doing anything like that. So I dislike that. That is my one gripe. what I've been talking with someone here recently with, specifically with Solana, is in their validator requirements, proof of work memes. Yeah, that is a thing. Proof of work memes. With Solana, you have RPCs. You're based in Rust, but when you actually, if you go to the requirements for building a Solana validator, it is actually a requirement to have an X16 slot for a GPU or FPGA in your validator. Granted, it is not a requirement. It is recommended, not a requirement. That's what I meant to say earlier. And really does nothing as of right now. But what I'm trying to talk with and figure out is if there is some sort of way to allow a proof of work token on Solana to actually provide some RPC offload. Because Solana runs off of proof of history, and all of their validation runs through validators and the RPC nodes. I wonder if a GPU solution can help offset the load from an RPC when there's tons of data throughput coming through, and provide said user with whatever token that they're doing, just to allow the actual workings. Or is not currently working on that. Someone has mentioned it. I've mentioned it. I would honestly love to see it. I think it's possible. From what I've understood, it's possible. And I would love anyone here in chat, or if you know anyone, would love to have educated discussions about this, because I could feel it could really change things for non-proof of work chains. Mainly ones that run off of validators. I've even heard of people doing it on people have talked about it on Ethereum before. After the merge, allowing a proof of work token to still help provide that work without providing work. It's a little different. It's different. It's a different way of thinking about it. It's a different way of going about it. But mainly Solana, as I was talking about it, is because of just the way it runs. Squirrel Acorn RPC offloading. 100%. It could be doable. FPGAs would thrive in that kind of environment. In my full opinion here. FPGAs and Rust are great. I actually talked with Jito before they released Fire Dancer, or everything about Fire Dancer. I was on a call with them about it in Twitter Spaces, and I asked about it, and they were like, well, we don't know how that would work, but it's definitely a possibility. It's even in their validators, documentation. It mentions FPGAs and GPUs. It's just not implemented. And I wish it was. Because I feel like it's a key component here. Or it could be. In my personal opinion. But that's my theory. I don't know nothing about nothing. I'm not a financial advisor. But I do enjoy blockchain technology. Always been here for the tech. Always. Here to make money too, though. We're here to make more Bitcoin. Not so much more money. Here to make more sats. Grow my wealth is the end goal for me. But the technology is great. and powerful. So yeah. You all are out freaking standing. Love every single one of you. Before we head out of here, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, that bell notification, so you know every time that we go live here or post videos on the channel. You guys are out freaking standing. You guys have any comments, questions? Number go up, tech go down. Yeah, it's facts. Nothing? No comments? No questions? Hey, not a problem, backwards miner. Hope you enjoyed the talk and discussion. So again, some of my charts from 2017 GT 1030s are making 48 cents a day. That's crazy. That's crazy. My first mining GPU, or GPU I used for mining, was actually a 1050 Ti. That was my first card. But I bought it, and then I bought another card right after that, which was a 1060. Hated that card. That was the worst card ever. I would have rather had 1050 Ti's rather than 1060s. And they were Asus 1060s. They got hot. The fans were terrible. The worst card. Worst card. 1050 Ti was my first card as well. Yep. EVGA. EVGA 1050 Ti. Great card. Yeah, I still have 1070s and 1080s. Yep, I still have them. Still have some. I have two 1080s and one 1070 Ti. Or no, it's just a regular 1070. Yeah. My 1070 and one of my 1080s are both EVGAs. Never getting rid of those. Those will stay in my possession forever. Though I do have some GPUs I'm going to be getting rid of here soon if anybody's interested. So I got a 5700 I'm getting rid of. At most 3 5600s. RX cards. All XTs. And then I have 8 RX 580s that I'm going to be getting rid of. The Sapphire Nitros. Great cards, but they're a buddy of mine, and he's letting me get rid of them for him. But I know that I personally have some Navi cards that I'm gonna lighten up on. Probably put them into another BC 250 rig. Is most likely what I'm gonna end up doing. Freaking Panda, what is up, dude? You missed the whole show. Are you going live, Panda? Are you about to go live? Usually you do. We'll love to know if you are. Looks like Koopman's about to go live. Oh, you're going live at noon. Yeah, in an hour. Okay. Yeah, I see Koopman's going live first. He's going live here and now. And then Panda. So cool. Freaking cool. Much love, Panda. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, my dude. I would say we would go raid Koopman, but he doesn't have me allowed to raid his show, so. You're always sick, Panda. Do you get, man, you need to like check your house for mold or something. Like you always are sick. Is your kid sick too all the time? Like that, I would double check that you don't got like mold in your bedroom or something. It is an old house. It's very possible. It's kids. Yeah, he's allergic to the kids. It's definitely the problem. He gets all non-FPGA hardware. I hope I get all the FPGA hardware. Yeah, I hope you get better, Panda. Stay safe for sure. Says no mold. I don't know. I don't know, man. My personal opinion, not any kind of advice, is that you got more sick the moment you moved there than you used to be. So ever since you moved there, that's the reason why I lean on if there's like any mold or something in the house. It's ever since you moved there. Always sick. Since you started working on the house, mainly. That's when it started, man. It's when you started working on the house. Mold in the air system? Maybe. Something. Something you're allergic to. Spores are like toxins, man. I'm gonna move to Hawaii. That's the worst place to move to, man. You move here with me. You can be my neighbor. We can come build the greatest farm ever at 3.5 to 4.5 cents and have no taxes on anything that is digital asset co-location related, because that's the Oklahoma way right now, and that is what I am planning on trying to build here, hopefully. Yeah, on my service provider we can get 3.5 to 4.5 cents. Like that is stated. These are facts. Just finding the right spot with power. It's not even the fact of like the 4.5 cents, right? It's the 0 taxes on the electricity that you'll have to use. Like a whole megawatt's worth of power and not have to pay taxes on that electricity is like freaking crazy. Because that is where most of your profit goes to, is into those freaking taxes. I'm a die-hard boomer sooner, but who the F wants to live in Oklahoma? I live in Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma. But it's not. If I ever had the chance to move, I would definitely leave the state. You know what I mean? But with all of these new like rules and laws that are coming out with for Oklahoma and Bitcoin mining and all this stuff, like I don't know that I'd move now. You know what I mean? Like it's now it's what we call a right to own state. We have the right to own Bitcoin and to self-custody our own keys. It is a law, which is great, but mainly it's the tax thing that gets me, right? Later, buddy. Have a good day. Yeah, it's the tax thing for me, man. The no taxes on power, on equipment, on cables, on transformers. Like, imagine having to like ship that stuff in from out of the country and not have to pay taxes on it. Great. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. But yes, Boomer Sooner for the win. But Oklahoma does suck. It's terrible. Cost of living's pretty cheap. There's also not a lot of really good industry jobs. If that makes sense. I make more money leaving the state than I do in the state. Anytime I leave here, I make way more than I do when I stay. Those are facts. When I'm buying electric and when the taxes come, I get hit 53%. Yeah. I mean, could you imagine? I'm gonna leave. Yeah, dude. Even buying and selling hardware, like you could have the potential to like be a huge competitor in buying and selling hardware, because even that in itself is wrapped into that. I like the tax exclusion. But I don't know. It's cool stuff. I know Kootman's live, and I was about to head out of here anyway. I gotta go get some stuff done around the house, and yeah. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe button, that bell notification. So each time that we go live here, post videos, I'd greatly appreciate it, guys. You all are out freaking standing. Yeah. Panda, I am in the works of quite a few different projects. Shoot me a DM. You'd be surprised. Catch y'all later, guys. Much love. Peace out. Keep your hash rates up. Your watts down low. We'll see you on the next one. And remember, stay savage. Peace.